like I'm somebody's little brother crashing a slumber party right now.
What are you doing here? Mom said you couldn't be here.
I'm an improviser by trade, so even writing something down on paper is weird to me, which is why I gotta read it off the paper. What I am about to tell you is a perspective, and it's a perspective from a father of small children who is on the other side of 50 and shouldn't have children this young, but does, and perhaps has a different look at what that means parentally. So here it goes. I first saw Diane on the playground. Her real name is Sue, but we'll call her Diane. It's hard to be a dad on the playground because most of the other people on the playground are moms, and if you talk to them, it feels creepy unless they talk to you first. So she talked to me first, and we made the general small talk for a few minutes, and then I started to realize that she was less interested in knowing about me and more interested in letting me know how smart her children were. And more so, how smart they were in comparison to my child. So I was hearing about reading times and test taking and reading groups and how they were reading above grade level and how they were placing above average, and I knew that it was coming. I could feel it, but I couldn't stop myself. And I knew that it would create a look of shock and horror and repulsion in Sue's eyes. But I had to say it anyway. So when I opened my mouth, inside I knew that I should be just polite and I should stop, but I couldn't. And I took a pause and I said, yeah, all that stuff is bullshit. And the anticipated look of horror soon followed. And I knew that I should stop right there while I was ahead, but as I am wont to do, if you know me, I just couldn't shut up at that point. So I kept going. By the time you get to be an adult, I said, you really have two choices. You can either read or you can't. It's a 50-50 proposition. And it's true. When was the last time someone came up to you and said, are you reading at a 35-year-old level? Or a 48-year-old level? Or how long does it take you to finish a book in comparison to other people your age? And do you know why? Because nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. But we can't help it. We're parents. We're parents, and we chase that dream for our kids, and we test them, and we push them to follow their every whim through travel teams and clinics and lessons and swing coaches and tutors and tests and test tutors and blah, blah, blah. And we do it for one reason: fear. We're afraid. We're afraid. We're terrified. We're so incredibly fucking scared for our kids that they will grow up to be the one thing that at this point in their life is inconceivable. A regular person. A regular, normal person. Or even worse yet, one of Thoreau's massive men who leads lives of quiet desperation. Not our kids, we say. Not our kids. Our kids are, fill in the blank, amazing, awesome, incredible, gifted, talented, gifted and talented. I had a friend who once confided in me that her son would not do his homework because he had executive processing disorder. In other words, he was so smart that he felt like he didn't have to do his homework to prove how smart he was. Newsflash. Your kid is not refusing to do his homework because he has executive processing disorder. He's refusing to do his homework because your kid is a pain in the ass. When I listen to parents of kids I coach in baseball talk about swing coaches and pitching coaches, I just smile and nod because I know the truth. I've seen it with my own eyes. The single biggest factor in determining whether your little kid is going to make the major leagues is not travel teams or Bash Academy. It's genetics. Here's an easy test. Are you or anyone in your family 6'4" and 220? If not, forget it. I work with Major League Baseball players as part of my job, and they are all, it seems, 6'4" and 220. And if they're not, they are freakishly gifted with speed or some other athletic ability. Not just gifted, freakishly fucking gifted. So here's a thought. Back off the gas. Let your kid be ordinary once in a while. Let them sit on their ass, their non-programmed ass, and watch cartoons all day. It's not going to kill them. How do I know? Because I did it. It was fucking awesome. Don't worry about your au pair speaking French. For what? So your kid can fully be prepared for those 8 days they might spend in Paris, and they can confidently say to a waiter, "Are you sure these aren't brains I'm eating? And where is the shitter?" Où est le double WC? That's it, really. Where's the water closet? I took 1 semester of French. And don't get so hung up on whether little Jimmy or Susie or, please God, not Scout or Atticus. Seriously, don't fucking name your kid Atticus. Think of the child, all right? I get it. Look, I get it. You read To Kill a Mockingbird. I understand. I love it too. It's my favorite book. But don't fucking name your kid Atticus. Or Scout, for that matter. Even Atticus didn't name her Scout. They named her Jean Louise. You know why? Because Scout is not a name. It's a fucking nickname. Okay? Don't name your kid Scout. But I digress. Don't get hung up on whether or not they can speak Mandarin Chinese well. A dialect, by the way, that 400 million fucking Chinese people can't even speak. It's the truth. So let them be regular. It's okay. It all reminds me of a movie I once saw called Code 46. Emily Watson's character, Maria, is talking to Tim Robbins' character, William. "You have a kid," she says. "Yes, a son. I'll bet he's special." "He is special," Tim Robbins says. "Everyone's kids are so special," she replies. It makes you wonder where all the ordinary grown-ups come from. Thank you.